I beat cancer. I came down with an aggressive cancer in the tongue. I had half of my tongue removed. I am talking to you, my tongue doesn't move. It's very tough for me to even get my voice to come out of my mouth because I had lymph nodes. I had a surgery from here to here. I had radiations that what really messed up my speaking ability.
Hi Luan, welcome to our talk. I'm really very glad to hear you in my podcast.
Thank you for the opportunity, Madame. I'm very happy to chat with you today.
Can you share your childhood days? How was it?
My childhood, very interesting and very different. I grew up in Saigon, Vietnam, during the Vietnam War. There were so many books and movies and newspapers written about the Vietnam War. But actually, when you went through it, war is ugly and intense and very devastating. But growing up, my family was able to shield me from all that ugliness. I was a very young little girl in a big family of 11 people. I saw helicopters exploded in the sky and fell to the ground. I saw bombing, gunshot, fighting, but because of that, my family shielded me. And I was able to develop that sense of peace within the family and family love and how we get together to get through the tough time. I did very well in school. My family had businesses. My dad owned a big company producing cigarettes. My mom had a rice business. So we did very well. I did well in school. I was able to involve in a lot of music activities, singing, dancing. Didn't do a lot of sports, but it all ended when the war ended in 1975. It all ended, and my family actually lost a lot of. My dad lost his company because everything became government owned, and they didn't like private businesses. So I went through a very tough time after that.
When you saw that devastation, that war, how was your psychology impacted in your childhood?
I was able to segregate between what happened outside of the door. The fighting, the gunshot, it's almost like it's in a movie. It's almost like it didn't affect me. This is what we have in our family. We love each other. We will get through this, and we have one another. What happened out there is just like a movie. Accept that it is what it is. There was time when we just said, no, there's no school today. You're not going to school. I was home for a month. Didn't know when I was able to go back to school, but psychologically it was difficult. But I was able to block it and just went with him, the peace with him.
Your childhood was in such a difficult situation, very worse environment, and now you are in Canada.
Yeah.
You have a successful life. How did that transition happen?
Good question. At the age of 17, my mom and dad decided that the life condition in Vietnam was just so difficult. There was no freedom. We didn't even have school to go to. There was no way that we could be accepted to university, because university back then were for the one that had money and were for the one that have like status, be involved in the government. We would not be able to even get a proper education. So therefore family decided that we got to go. We got to leave the country and go to Canada. That transition was very tough because I was 17, a teenager. And coming from Vietnam to Canada and having to learn everything over again, I didn't know English. I left all my friends, even my boyfriend back home in Vietnam. Transitioning was tough. It took me many years to actually was able to adapt to life in Canada.
What age did you start learning English?
17. I came here, I started grade 11 in school, high school, Queen Elizabeth High School in the Northwest. I went to high school for 3 years. I graduated at the age of 20 from high school.
Wow.
And I went to SAIT. I had 2 diplomas in SAIT, in business administration, in accounting and management. And then after that, I took evening courses in university. I got a degree, a bachelor degree in accounting science, and worked as an accountant for 10 years. But I didn't like it.
You won Calgary pageant competition also.
I did. 2022, I competed in Miss Calgary
Wow.
title, and I got the crown. I was crowned Miss Calgary. You want me to show you?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, I can show you. So this is my crown. Oh. This is the title, Miss Calgary 2022.
And you are a yoga instructor also?
I am a yogi. I practice. Let me take it off. Hold on. Okay, I'll be right back. It's more comfortable. I'm more real. I have been practicing yoga for all my life. I practice about 5 times, 6 times a week. I am going to get a yoga instructor certificate next year. That will be my goal. I practice at a studio called Junction 9 in Inglewood. Yeah, and so yoga is the best thing ever.
You are a realtor also.
I am a real estate agent. I own my own practice. I am working for CIR Realty, but I have my own company within the big company. 23 years as a realtor.
Let's go back to childhood again.
Yeah.
When you were living in that kind of difficult situation, did you ever think one day I will achieve all these things? I'll be a competitive woman. I will have awards like this.
No.
Or what your mind used to think when seeing all those fighter jets, aeroplanes, war, everything?
You know, good question. When I was a child, all I was thinking about was how are we going to get through today? And you know, they say that you never had a bad childhood until you grow older and you look back and you say, oh, how did that happen? When you were a child, children are very resilient and very innocent. My mind was thinking, okay, how are we going to get through this? Where is Daddy? Well, Daddy didn't come home for 3 days. Mom said, oh my gosh, where's Daddy? Thinking, oh my God, I just wanted my dad to come home. Because in the war, you never know. When you get out of the house, you could be stuck. You could be stuck and you may not. They call it curfew.
Yeah, so Daddy was involved in war or?
He was not involved in the army, but in Vietnam, everybody was kind of involved because it affects the whole country.
Exactly.
So at any given time, you could be stuck in one area of the city, and you are not able to allow to even go back home. They could get you and interview you, and there's so many things going on. So my dad was missing a few times. So for me and my young child, it's just how to get through today. When am I going to be able to go back to school? If I go back to school, will my friends be okay? It's just like one day at a time.
So you were just living a child life, or did you have some kind of dream that one day I'll escape this kind of society and go somewhere?
Yes, that I did. Because magazines. In Vietnam at that time, we were not able to see things were being controlled. We didn't have a lot of magazines or newspaper or TV. We didn't know what's going on in the outside world. I was given a magazine, and I didn't understand, it was in English. I saw the pictures. I saw Santa Claus. I saw Christmas, snow, people with blonde hair and blue eyes. In my mind, I'm thinking this must be heaven because it's so beautiful, everybody wearing beautiful clothes and nice dresses. I dream of a day where I could experience that. The snow, Santa Claus, stuff like that. In my mind, I was just thinking, oh, that's fantasy. That's a fantasy world. That would be so nice to experience that. But I didn't know. I didn't think that far.
You didn't experience any realities there.
Not at all. I made the best. I have to say that even with all that devastation around me, I was able to keep being a child. I was a kid being a kid, doing the best that I could within the boundary of our family.
What helped you to get out from there?
My family, my mom was incredible. She was very resilient and she saved enough money. For us to have the first person in my family, my brother, left Vietnam by boat. But my brother got on the boat, and that was illegal. The government would stop you and shoot you if they knew that you left Vietnam illegally. My mom had to pay a fortune for my brother to get out of Vietnam by boat. He made it successfully to a refugee camp in Thailand. And then from Thailand, he was sponsored by the University of Calgary.
Wow.
Because at that time, he had a master's degree in chemical engineering, chemistry. And so he started working for the UFC in 1980. And from that, he was able to sponsor my mom, my dad, myself, and my sister, 4 of us, to reunite with the family in 1985. But in between 80 and 85, there was another group of people in my family members, got on the boat, also boat people, and they all 11 people. On that second group, they all made it successfully.
When you came here, what did you think? What kind of world did you find here?
Christmas is coming. When I landed in Calgary, it was December 22nd. Christmas time. I tell you, I came from a country where there was no Christmas. There was hot. It was hot and humid and chaotic. And pretty much like, you didn't have a lot. Came to Canada within 2 days. We landed in Canada. I thought I landed in heaven because there were lights everywhere. There were Christmas trees. The airport, Calgary Airport, we landed at about 2 a.m. in the morning. The airport was filled with like presents and Christmas trees and music. I thought it was just surreal. Oh my God, I was so happy, happy. I was 17 years old. But the most important thing was, as I mentioned, my brother left Vietnam in 80. My sister, brother, the second group from my family left Vietnam in 1983. So I had not seen my sisters and brothers and nieces and nephews for almost 4 years. So when I landed in the airport, I saw them. And they came all and embraced us, the whole family. That sense, I still send me goosebumps even today. It was surreal. It was just magical moment. I cannot explain. And yeah, I came here and immediately, you know what got me? Books. In Vietnam, there was no books. I didn't have books to read. Here, I went to the school library. I went to Queen Elizabeth High School and I saw books and books and books and magazines. In English, I was not able to read, but the amount of books that we have in magazine and TV was 24 hours a day. That was it to me like, oh my God, I wanted so much to be able to read the books. And that's what we didn't have in Vietnam with books and magazines, and TV was like 2 hours a day. No TV, no radio, nothing. I must say I don't have that great language skill. A lot of people could learn the language very quickly. It wasn't me. I'm not very good at that. So it took me a long time to actually get comfortable enough in English to actually immerse myself in the new culture. And so it took me a lot of time. Plus, education. I come from an Asian family. In Asian family, education is very important. So my family pushed me. You got to have this, you got to have that. So all the skills and the activities that I had actually came later in life. Just in the last maybe 15, 20 years that I actually had them. In the beginning, I was very focused, career, education. And when you develop one skill, it opens the door for you to develop more. Activity, one after another. So it just keeps coming. And I'm very happy with how things are going.
How this kind of energy come in people's life? How can we bring that energy?
I have to say it comes all from the mindset. What you think in here, your belief in yourself, what you can do. Even in my challenge going through the cancer, I believe that this is still a bump on the road. I am going to be able to overcome this. This is just a rainy day. There are sunny days out there. So back to your question, how do I overcome all that? Number one, a strong mind. Number two, a strong body. I believe that this is the tool that I have. This is all that I got. It's my body and my mind. I have to feed myself with good food, exercise, yoga. I also have to feed my mind with good food, thinking good things, meeting good people, being compassionate and loving and caring and being kind to everybody. If I have the mind and the body all together in balance, everything in moderation, then I have a strong machine. This is my own machine that I have. And I can overcome anything that come my way. Challenges, mindset, and a strong body, strong mind.
You are a bodybuilder also, right?
I am.
What do you think? In future, will you continue all this or?
Yes, definitely. The answer is yes. Because I am the person that wants to open the door. When I open the doors, I go in and I try it. And I like it. I'm going to stay. Because for me, it's not a thing that I do once. There are many things that I do just once. And I say, okay, it's my bucket list. I've been there, done that. I don't like it. I'm going to put it away. Maybe one day it'll come back. But fitness, competition is one thing I will do for life. I will go up on stage and compete even when I'm 95. Because for me, competition is not about competition. It's not about getting a medal. It's about showing on stage, being my best. Yoga, competition, being fitness, the pageant activities. I am a pageant judge. I do judging for other events and pageant as well. Toastmaster communication will be my lifelong activity. So yes, I am going to. My dream is to be living to the last day of my life and still doing the things that I love to do. There is no failure in life. Anytime you fail, it gets you closer to being successful. Last year when I went through cancer treatments, I am not kidding, I didn't have energy. I couldn't even get out of bed. I was so tired. Fitness competition, May 19, 2023. I couldn't get out of bed. But did I compete? Yes, I did. Did I get any medal? No. I couldn't even walk on stage. I was so tired, but I competed anyway. My friend had to help me on stage, but I showed up and I did it. Was I successful? No. But I didn't consider it as a failure. I showed up and I went for it. Many times I went for it. Oh, talking about running. I'm not a runner. I entered running 10K, half a marathon. Oh yeah, I did. Oh, I went last.
You did running also?
I did poorly every time. I'm not a runner. I tell you what, I came last. I came even after a 12-year-old girl because they are better than me in running. But I did anyway. I entered. One time I crossed the finish line so late that I actually took everything away. It was not even a podium. There was not even a medal for me because I got lost and I came in way late. But I didn't fail. I went for it.
Do you have mentors or people who push to do all these things, or you do it by yourself?
Mostly by myself. Um, do I have mentors? I have my business manager who I come to for advice. But in life, I have a coach. In fitness, yes, I do have a coach. In yoga, I have yoga teachers. So those are my mentors. I have a voice coach now, Iris. She teaches me how to pronounce the word. Yes, I do, but in terms of life mentor, I don't.
Your inner will that push you to go
Yeah,
everywhere.
I learn from my mistakes. I learn from my failures, and I go again. I just show up.
Yeah, what's your dream now? In future, what do you want to do?
Oh, many, many things. My dream, my ultimate dream is to live a long life and to live a life where I am able to be productive and do the thing that I love to do until the very last day on earth. I always think it doesn't matter how long you live, but the quality of your life, being able to have friends and to love and to be able to give and to be to fulfill what I want to do. If I want to compete, if I want to run a marathon, I haven't run a marathon yet, but I did walk a marathon. I did a marathon, 42K.
Wow.
I actually did 43K, but you know what? On my own, taking my time.
Wow.
You know how long it took me?
I don't know.
10 hours.
Oh my God.
It was just 2 years ago, a few years ago during COVID. I did it twice. I put on running shoes and I started walking. And I didn't stop.
So
I
you just
started.
walk in
Just
10
walk on my own time. 10 hours. On my feet, 10 hours. And so I just wanted to know how long. It was really long for 10 hours walking. So that's what I would do. And I would love to do that. That's my dream. If I want to do a marathon at the age of 98, I want to be able to do that at the age of 98 and not say, oh, my knees, oh, my back, it will hurt, oh, it's going to be so difficult. No, I want to get up and say, I will do it. Nothing is going to stop me. That's my dream.
What do you want other people to do?
To
in
do?
life? Yeah.
I would like for other people to do the best that they can do. I would like to everybody around me to not let anything limit them, not have any fear or any insecurity and say, oh, I'm too old for this. I want to compete for Mrs. Calgary, but I'm 95 years old. I want everybody to do it. Just go do it. What do you have to lose? You have to gain the experience. I would like for everybody to not live in fear and to be able to bring the best, because we can do a lot. We have such a tremendous ability and potential that we don't even know. And that's what I love to see, that people push the limit.
I'm inspired now.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining our podcast.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.